Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Tybon Skyberg here. Today we're taking a look at the another toy review. Today we're taking a look at the DC Comics Multiverse Super Friends Aquaman 6-inch figure. Now, I picked this up at this figure right here when I found out there's a store called it Five Below, costs $5 each, and I go, wow. $5 each was better than the $20, like a same one from the Walmart exclusive. So that this one is originally comes out from the Walmart exclusive. That was 1 year ago after I did a reviewing Super Friends Superman figure. So that it's gonna be in the same package it looks like. So I'll talk about it on the comparison later, but first let's take a look at it with the package itself. So now you got, it says same Super Friends logo on it, and of course there's a DC Comics Multiverse, and of course you got on the front, and then you got his staff, and the same is gonna be in the same card, and then the standing, I'll talk about the standing later, and of course you got the images, the Aquaman, the vintage version. So there's a DC SuperFriends Aquaman, SuperFriends Aquaman, and of course it says you got to use a collector cards and stands or something like that, and of course, well, you got it right there. So now on the left, and it's not much, the same logos in Aquaman, same image, but the colors of background looks familiar, just like in the show. And you got it on the right, and of course you got the on the back, same thing, and you got the Aquaman. So now only I need is Batman and Green Lantern. But thankfully I got Superman at least, so I got already. And of course you got this information or whatever. This is 6-inch figure, and it's not much underneath. Says the DC, WB, and a Mattel. All right, let's get the open of this figure and let's see what this is all about. Alright guys, here's the Aquaman from the Classics version Super Friends action figure out of the packaging. Now, look at this figure. It looks very amazing, and I do like the vintage version of Aquaman. I used to watch the Super Friends, the cartoons, and you guys get the idea. So, alright, let's take a look at the figure himself, but first let's talk about this one here. And it comes with the cards. Now, I like the fact is as much as the same as that I got like Superman, for example. So now it's an Aquaman. So I like the comic, the stylish, the drawing sketch. Look at this. I do like the idea of that part. And so let me get this out. It looks shiny ones. I really like the fact is it looks very shiny. I like this. It's same as like the one reminds me of the Superman figure that I got. So anyway, and you got the front, and of course the beginning says Sue, and well, you can guess that you have to collect these parts. So only I need is Batman and a Green Lantern when I have a chance on that, we'll see. And of course it's not much. And of course the standing, same one like Superman, for example. So not a big deal. So I'll talk about the standing later. Or if you want to put this with or without it, doesn't matter, it's option, but I don't want to break it because it's got it's like a paper card or something like that. Alright, let's take a look at these. Look at this figure. I love this piece of the Aquaman, and I gonna say this, I very press this figure a lot, and it looks like there's some texture a little bit, and like a cartoon, but it's not. And even, I mean, well, maybe they're gonna go a little bit further. Now let's take a look at the staff itself. The staff looks really, really good. I like that. But too bad it doesn't in this scene and in the show or not. Who knows? Let me know. In a cartoon and in of course of the comics itself. So let me know. Alright, you got the staff. It looks amazing. And then I was trying to hold them up in the staff because it's very covered up. I don't know why. So I was trying to mess around before I try the articulation. So in this color paint job, the staff, it looks brown gold or something like that. Well, maybe it's a less bronze. I don't know. Same thing I did like the Aquaman 2018 movie. I don't know. Maybe it's a different one. So let's talk about the staff itself. It looks amazing. I do like the fact this is better the other one, but I don't know. So it's not the same as the Zack Snyder's version, but this is different one staff. I don't know. It looks the staff itself. I like this part. Anyway, now let's take a look at the Aquaman himself. I do like the fact is that the head sculpt is not the same as like a cartoon, for example. If you've seen the comparison looks like. Well, almost usually, almost. But anyway, almost there. So, and look at the face sculpt, for example, expression. I do like the fact is, and I'm glad it's blonde hair. He comes to blonde hair. So anyway, and then you got the coloring orange. I do like the fact is, I was trying to filming this and it was trying to figure it out, is it really color orange? But the reality is color orange, and that's reality. But I'm trying to figure it out, and of course you got the orange. And I do like the fact the color green, that the gloves and the rest of them, it's not much on there, and the rest of them is fine. I do like the fact this one, it's like a shark. Looks like the fish or whatever it's called. It's like on a leg or a knee or whatever it's called. It's like a fish man or whatever it's called. And I'm glad they're using the Aquaman symbol, the yellow thing. I do like the fact is that, yeah, it's not much. And of course you got the back, and of course you got right there, so it says made China or whatever, for some reason, made Mattel. I do like the fact that Mattel did it really well. Anyway, now let's start an articulation. It starts with 360 degrees, and it's a little bit up, and then a little bit, it's not much up and down recently. And of course, the shoulder joints looks like that. I do like the fact this is this one, and of course, like this, you got the gloves, and let me see the door. Oh, but you do like the fact this and the shoulder joint. I like the fact this one, the arm joint. Well, but I'm disappointing. I thought they're gonna use this one, but they're gonna go this one. It's not too bad. And of course the same thing. Oh, you got, let me see, you got the amp crunch. I do like the amp crunch like this, and of course this one wasted like this, and of course you got like this, and oh okay, it's the same one that reminds me of the Ben Affleck's Batman figure. Well, it's a different one, but anyway, like this, and of course you got the kit on the front, and of course it's a little bit less a kit back. You got a kit back list, and of course the kit front, and of course the knee joint, and then a little waist joint, the knee, and then the knee joint, and of course you got not much equipipic. It's up and down like this. Oh man, come on! I wanted equipipic Mattel. Anyway, okay, so that's Super Friends Aquaman figure for you guys. And here's my comparison of DC Super Friends figures, one for Aquaman and one for Superman. Well, I'm very happy I got both of them, so all I need is Batman and Green Lantern. Eventually, when I got time, because I just still need two more when I have a complete sets. So here's my retro redesigns of these figures. So I'm finally happy that I got this with Super Friends figures from, here's my comparison here. It's the same size like that, so it's not that much really. So I'm very happy I got both, and here's my Super Friends figures, what it looks like. And here's my other comparisons. So now I have two figures of Aquaman, for example, one for the classic of Super Friends on the left, and of course, Jason Momoa's Aquaman 2018 movie. So if you've seen my Aquaman review, this figure, go check them out. I already did a reviewing with Aquaman 2018 toy review. Go check them out. So here's my both comparisons here. I think this figure, as much as it's taller as him and Jason Momoa. So the difference is, I'm very glad that I got these, and I do like from the classic until the cinematic version, or known as the DCEU. So whatever you call it, but for Zack Snyder or Jason Juan's versions. But at the same time, I do like the fact that the staff looks very different when I was trying to put a comparison here. Now, the character himself, it looks different looks. I do like the fact there's more to the green one, but it doesn't matter anyway. So here's my both comparisons of Aquaman, and I'm very glad that I got both versions from the classic cartoon turns to the live action movie. So I'm glad here. Now, let me tell you the comparison that I mentioned before. As much as tall as little, not that really from Jason 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 Momoa's from him. So I don't know why. So anyway, so that's two Aquaman's figures for you guys. So for my final thoughts of the Super Friends Aquaman figure from the DC Multiverse, I would say this. I really like this figure. It's got more articulation, just like the Superman that I got. It's gonna be the same as like this joints right there, and I do like the fact is that the paint jobs and his staff, of course, and his sculpt is not the same as the cartoon, but it's gonna be different looks. But I do like the fact is the blonde hair looks like it's gonna be different. But anyway, but I do like the fact is the vintage costume looks familiar, just like the actual comics or the cartoon. Now, my final ratings of this Super Friends Aquaman figure are 10 out of 10. Mattel killed it. I really love the fact is that Mattel, I like this figure a lot. So that's it. That's my Super Friends Aquaman figures, 6-inch figures from the DC Multiverse. So don't forget, click like, comments below. Don't forget subscribe, and of course check the icon bell notifications in case you missed it or not. So that's my toy review, guys. So this is Type on Skyberg, and I'll see you around, guys, and happy toy hunting, and take care.